Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at some amazing update ideas and things that we could potentially be seeing in the next update. I don't know whether the next update is going to be the summer update. If you guys don't know, the summer update is essentially a huge update before all the staff at Supercell take like a big and well-deserved break for the summer. So yeah, I'm super excited for this update. I'm not sure whether the summer update is this update or the next one, but the update is definitely, hopefully, going to be around the corner here. So I am super excited for it. Definitely make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, so we can hit 200k by the end of the year. Make sure you're liking the video because PSG Shelly is literally telling you to like the video. So you better like the video. And also make sure you're using code TOM in the shop if you're picking anything up. I'd very much appreciate that. It really helps to support me out. So yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so my first point for this update is, of course, going to be around teaming. Now, I know that we haven't... I don't know. I feel like we've seen the most teaming we do right now than we have ever before. So I have a few ideas on how to solve this. First of all, maybe, personally, I just like to say that I'm not against teaming. I like the idea that it's kind of a high-level strategy, but what I'm completely against is like not being able to play Showdown the way it was meant to be played and just play Showdown normally, because Showdown is, for me, like the funnest game mode, has the most potential, and to not be able to play it like the way it was supposed to be played and play it in a normal way without having to beat so many teamers is just so frustrating. So I feel like I'm not against teaming being there somewhere, but I would like to be able to play Showdown normally because I feel like I cannot play it normally right now. So the first thing we can do is have kind of a split system. One of them, just basically two Showdown modes. One where you're allowed teaming, one where you're not. And then maybe like kind of introduce a report system where as if someone teams, they're going to get reported and then potentially banned or lose trophies, something like that. Anyway, we're getting pushed by teamers as we're speaking about it now, and they're not even the same brawler. This is why it's getting like so bad right now, but we should be okay here. I'm gonna maybe slow this primo. Let's have a look. Too bad slow. Okay, well, it looks like we got beat by the teamers. Anyway, I'm gonna keep talking here as we hop in to this next game. So yeah, that's one of the options. The other thing is event modifiers. Now, we have some of them. I feel like the heal event modifier is really not very effective at stopping teaming. Also, the energy drink one, I feel like that has potential because if you get an energy drink, you can one-shot people. There's a lot of people which would backstab more when you have the energy drink. I actually have another idea. Potentially, this wouldn't be like an event modifier, but it might just be the way Showdown is played. So my idea is to essentially have like if you stand with it in a certain radius of somebody. So say like a 2-tower or 3-tower radius. Essentially, what you're gonna get is like a little shock. It's going to deal damage to you, maybe 500 to 1,000 damage to both the players in this radius. So say I'm very close to somebody, they're going to get a little shock and it's going to hit me as well. And I'm going to keep getting this shock until I'm not inside the radius. So kind of the same way like a bell shot would work. If you're standing next to each other, you're going to get a shock until you move apart because you're not allowed to stand next to each other. So what this does is it's going to prevent people standing next to each other, which is kind of the main way that teaming can be identified and the main way that kind of people team. Yeah, this would be pretty good. The only problem with this is there could be teaming, like, you know, you don't have to be standing next to each other to be teaming, but I do feel like this is a very effective way because generally when people team, they are standing near to each other, and this is going to prevent people essentially, like, it's going to make them have to at least move away, and that means that they're not going to be able to team as effectively. So yeah, I feel like that's the first thing that they could do, or that's my opinion anyway. The only problem is if you're playing tanks, obviously when you stand near someone, you have to just be near them as a tank, right? If you don't have much range. So in this instance, like, you're both gonna get hit anyway. Like if you're in their range, you both get hit anyway. So I feel like you're both absorbing the same amount of damage. So in this case, I don't really think it matters that much because like you're taking 500 damage, they're taking 500 damage. Like, does it really matter? Looks like we're gonna go down here. So let's hop into another one. But yeah, if you're standing next to each other, you both take 500 damage. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of the same. And if anything, if you're playing a tank, it's actually gonna be better for you because you have more HP. So it's not gonna affect you as much. So this incentivizes the other brawlers to stay away and yeah, just kind of maintain that distance where it's not going to be as easy to team. And I feel like this would be cool as well. Also, another point, you could make it so if you get hit by somebody once, maybe it's 500 damage, then it increases like 10-20% every time you do it in a game. So if you stand near somebody else, that's another, you know, maybe 20% damage goes up to 600 damage to both of you. This would be, it wouldn't just be to one person because it'd have to kind of affect both of you. But you can see these guys are, like, most people when they spin, they kind of get close to each other. Like, I feel like that's the main problem, is people standing next to each other teaming. Because if you're standing away from each other, like, it's hard to tell if that's teaming sometimes. Most of the time, maybe if you get pinched, might necessarily not be teaming. I feel like the worst kind of teaming is when there's 6 people standing in the middle spinning and, like, all targeting you. And I feel like this kind of modifier, or this kind of change to showdown, would definitely change it for the better. And hopefully we can get back to kind of normal showdown in the future. The only problem would be, maybe you'd have to do this at like 500 trophies or something, where kind of the players can understand why they're getting shot, because obviously it'd be a weird mechanic like that. But I feel like this will definitely help stop teaming, in my opinion. Or we could just do the generic, you know, report feature. I don't know how effective this would be, but I don't think it'd be too effective. These guys are spinning there, but you sort of say that kind of distance. If they're that close, they're not shooting each other. Maybe they're getting shocked. So encouraging them to like move apart. I definitely feel like that could be something that could happen. And I literally pretty much, I copied this idea from the Brawl kind of shot, so it'd be similar to that basically. But it would just be for teamers. And it wouldn't, no one would have to shoot you. You'd just get it. The game would just do it automatically if you stood like in a certain radius from each other. And then it would honestly just keep happening unless you moved apart. And that would kind of prevent you from standing next to each other, teaming. Maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. Anyway, let me know if you have any ideas to improve it or any ways to stop showdown down below. But yeah, that's the first point. Let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next thing that I'd love to see is obviously Clan Wars. People have been talking about this for ages. And I finally felt like after Power League, there's definitely a way to make it happen. And a way that we can make it happen inside of Brawl. And it can actually be pretty good. So it'd be built on the Power League system as it is. So the games would be very much similar to that. So what I would say otherwise would be, you'd have to play with your free clan members, and then I do have some other ideas as well. So it'd be 3v3 with the potential for there to be a showdown mode as well, with duo and solo showdown, because I'd love the ability to have like showdown in it, because showdown is so good. So essentially, clubs are 100 people. I know in Clash of Clans, when they had some Club Wars feature, you could select like a certain amount of people there to be in your kind of in the war, essentially. So you could pick, I don't know how many it was, but maybe it was like a 10-man war. You could pick 10 people or something. If because I know that in Brawl Stars, I think clans, clubs, whatever you call them, have 100 members. So I'd say like maybe it'd be 50 or something like that for each season, which could be like 2 weeks long maybe. So you could pick, say you could pick 50 people, and I would say the top half of them would receive the rewards. So we'll get a bit into what the rewards could be a bit later. Yeah, maybe the top half of people will get rewards. That just basically incentivizes people to actually play. It basically means that nobody's gonna be sitting there doing nothing, collecting rewards. So the people with the most wins in your clan will essentially get the rewards, which I think is how it should be. Incentivizes people to play and disincentivizes people to not just sit there and do nothing and collect rewards. So the rewards would go to the people that played the most. And then maybe you could even give more rewards to the top 5, something like that. But I don't really think that's necessary. So essentially how it'd work, you'd go in, you'd be able to just get with your teammates. Obviously your clan, they had to be your clanmates. So 3 clanmates, you'd search for a game. And you would find essentially another team of clanmates looking for a game. Similar to how Power League would be, they would have to be close to your kind of ranking. And with this ranking, you could just use the same one as Power League, but obviously, I mean, like the same system with like Mythic or whatever, Legendary, and then Masters, whatever that. But obviously, it'd be a different ranking, because you know it has to be something different than Power League. So that's one way I feel like it could work. I would also like there to be like a battle log. Imagine there was a battle log, so you could see, say your club is losing a lot of points, because obviously you probably better play at the same time. So I don't really know how that would work. But if your club and your teammates would be playing at the same time, it might be a bit difficult to see who's losing. So if there's a battle log, and also maybe you can see, if you can see that someone's losing a lot, then maybe you tell them that they can't play any more games. So there'd obviously have to be a cap on the number of games, maybe like 3 a day per player, or 1,000 per season per club. Something like that would be pretty cool. Also the ability to, I think just to spectate people. Say in your clan you have the normal spectate button, it's blue. Maybe the Club Wars one is like red, so you can see when people are playing Clan Wars matches, and that really helps to create like a feeling of like people can watch the games together, they know when they're playing, and they can cheer them on and stuff like that. That'd be really cool. So yeah, that's my idea. Of course, you'd have like the global leaderboards, you'd have the local leaderboards, same with like Power League, and you'd have the ranks as well. Maybe the top 10 in the world get a certain reward, something like, I don't know, just exclusive, maybe like an exclusive club badge. Like, why not make it about the club? So maybe top 200 in the world or something, get an exclusive club badge that only clubs in the top 200 in the world can get. Every season this changes, similar to Power League. And then you could have like the generic rewards like Big Box or whatever for the kind of top 25 players in the kind of clan war or whatever you want to call it, or club war. Yeah, like the top 25 people maybe get, I don't know, some gems, some gold, or just boxes, or like customizable features to their profiles. But I feel like the clan one is definitely cooler because it helps, you know, it goes to your clan, so that'd definitely be pretty epic. The other thing I'd say is you'd maybe have, like, once you start a war in one clan similar to Clash of Clans, you wouldn't be able to play in others. You'd have to stay in the one you're in, and you wouldn't be able to just go to another one to keep playing for them. But yeah, I feel like this could definitely work, and I'd love to see like club wars in Brawl Stars. Okay, one more thing on clubs before we end it. I just forgot. But imagine club pins. So if you get top 100, top 200 in the world, you get a certain rank, you get an exclusive, well, your whole club, everyone who took part in that club war, gets an exclusive pin, said Spike. Spike like holding a kind of golden club icon. Just summon like just exclusive pins for people that compete and do very well in club wars. That would be so epic. So of course, another thing I'd love to see in this update is more gadgets. Second gadgets for every brawler, because right now, brawlers like Spike that have like a really bad kind of first gadget and haven't got a second one. I just feel like they're being left behind in the meta, just pretty much because of their gadgets. Essentially, they're just so bad compared to most brawlers because they only have one gadget that doesn't really have much potential to be really good. So I just feel like second gadgets, that's something pretty simple. It's not a crazy idea or anything. Definitely been mentioned before, but I would love to see that in the upcoming update. I feel like it's a ton of fun to play the gadgets as soon as they come out. Those are some of my favorite videos where we literally get the new gadget and we just go and wreck like teamers in Showdown or something with it because they have no idea how it works. And I honestly just love new gadgets, so I'd love to see them add new second gadgets for every single brawler, because obviously every brawler right now does not actually have them. So I would love to see that, especially Spike. Please give Spike good gadget. Anyway, let's get into the next one. Okay, and the last thing I did want to mention was Super Save Rampage. So this has been in the game for, I believe, like a whole year. Personally, it's not my favorite. I feel like it's pretty repetitive and boring after a while. So what I would like to see, obviously it's pretty hard to recreate something like Clash of Clans has with the kind of whole, you play against like a base. Obviously, Brawl Stars is completely different. But I do feel like there's a way that they can do it, make it pretty unique. So I think something like, I don't know, either some just maybe like Dyna Jump like maps or something like that. Imagine like some mini games where you can practice your Dyna Jumps, or yeah, just something like that. I don't know, just funny stuff, or just a change to kind of PvE and like players versus kind of AI and bots, because I feel like they definitely something they could do. Not 100% sure how they could do it, but I feel like I would like to see some new game modes for that, and that could be pretty interesting too. Okay, well, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. So the main points were to do with Club Wars and of course the teaming and Showdown. Let me know if you like my views. If you did, then make sure you're subscribed. Let me know down below if you like them or not, and of course let me know your opinions. And let me know if you have any questions, because I'm sure I missed out a ton of points. So definitely let me know down below. Make sure you smash out the thumbs up on this video. Make sure you're subscribed. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.